Hello everyone, and welcome to the segment for the week. This week we're going to be taking a look at a small piece of biblical history that manifests itself in the archaeological finding known as the Taylor Prism. This is one of 3 clay prisms found in 1830 that contain the annals of King Sennacherib of Assyria, who reigned over the Assyrian Empire from 705 to 681 BCE. Once these prisms were translated, it was discovered that they contained the records of King Sennacherib's siege over Jerusalem, the same siege that is recorded for us in 2 Chronicles 32 verse 1, which says, "After these things and the establishment thereof, Sennacherib king of Assyria came and entered into Judah, and encamped against the fenced cities, and sought to win them for himself." In the parallel account over in 2 Kings 18 verse 17, we read that Sennacherib sends a great host against Jerusalem, acting under his name. So Sennacherib comes to invade the land of Judah, and at this time the land of Judah is ruled over by King Hezekiah, and he reigned from 715 to 686 BC. And although Sennacherib's invasion is successful in conquering some big Judean cities like Lachish, he never actually conquers their capital, which is Jerusalem. See, 2 Chronicles 32 verse 20 tells us that Hezekiah the king and the prophet Isaiah the son of Amoz prayed and cried to heaven. They prayed to God, and in verse 21 it says that the Lord sent an angel which cut off all the mighty men of valor and the leaders and captains in the camp of the king of Assyria. So he returned with shame of face to his own land. 2 Chronicles 32 verse 35 tells us that 185,000 men of his army were wiped out in a single night by the angel of God. But now that we've seen what the Bible says about the invasion of Sennacherib, let's see what he says about himself in his annals on the Taylor Prism. And on the Taylor Prism he says, "As for the king of Judah, Hezekiah, who had not submitted to my authority, I besieged and captured 46 of his fortified cities, along with many smaller towns, taken in battle with my battering rams. As for Hezekiah, I shut him up like a caged bird in his royal city of Jerusalem." And that last sentence of the prism there is particularly interesting, because while he does say he kept Hezekiah in the city and shut him up there, it doesn't actually say he conquered the city. And you'd think that if you were the king of a conquering nation, you'd be pretty proud and brag about the fact that you captured another nation's capital. But he doesn't do that, because he never actually conquered Jerusalem. And indeed we see that this fits with the Bible's account of the siege, because Sennacherib never does get Jerusalem, and he has to return home to the land of Assyria in shame, having failed to take over the capital. It's also pretty fascinating what King Sennacherib does when he gets back to the land of Assyria, in creating the Lachish reliefs. And that is further proof of the Bible's account of this story, but we'll leave that for another segment.